What is up, guys? Diplex here again. Hope everyone's had a good weekend so far. Back with more Squad Ops gameplay. Super excited for this video. This was recorded not yesterday, but last Saturday. And it was a good event. It was part of a campaign. Unfortunately, I haven't recorded any of the previous missions or any of the missions that followed. I think they played again on Sunday or Monday. But hopefully in the future, if there's a new campaign on the schedule, I will be there for every single battle so that I can make a cool continuous video. Perhaps cram all the highlights and all the important bits into one long video and narrate it like sort of a reporter. You know, we can take the Squad Ops content to a new level and do something different. Yesterday, however, there was also a great Squad Ops event. The first time I got to enjoy British forces. Which was awesome. So I've got 2 more videos after this one planned for the week, hopefully tomorrow, Monday, and then perhaps Wednesday. Super excited, honestly. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Let me know if you want more, and as soon as the clip begins, as soon as the gameplay starts, you'll hear me read up the sort of operation situation for the US and Russian forces. Enjoy the video, and I'll see you guys soon again. Ciao.
Okay, U.S. Forces, D Company, 4th Platoon. Your platoon has been assigned the task of moving the COP Cobra to a more forward position. Command has selected an old bunker ruin leftover from another time. Hold a defensive line and build up the COP to help support the battalion's push forward. And for the Russian forces, still no reinforcements. The only good news to holding this sector is the arrival of a fresh company of motorized rifles. The bad news is that their ride here left them to go get another platoon. Meanwhile, your platoon has been assigned the task of seeking out the US forward base and then assaulting it. So we've got a attack and a defend scenario. The Russians are assaulting, and they've got massive mortar support, so we're going to be hearing mortars throughout the entire battle, and we will see how much damage the rounds will do to the fort here on the hill. It's going to be a very action-packed battle. I do believe we are live. Yes, indeed we are. So we've got sort of a forward defense here facing the north, with a variety of sandbags. We also have some troops here. Oh, this is an M249 SAW with the bipods. He's going to be in here in this bunker. We've got all the supply trucks that are now out of supplies. They're being used as sort of cover. It's interesting, but of course they can be a danger to the infantry nearby if they're hit by rockets. So that is something you want to keep an eye on. We've got about 2 squads holding the fort itself. We have 1 more U.S. squad that has sort of wandered off over here.
Remind all of your riflemen to use their sandbags.
And they're split up into 2 teams. One small fire team here by a small building on the left side of the road, and over here to the right we have the rest of Squad 1. And they're also, I think, meant to be used as a asset that can move around the battlefield depending on where the fort receives the assault from. So if they're being attacked from the north, which is in this direction, then Squad 1 can maneuver around and flank the attacking forces. That's what I think the US will do in this scenario. So this is mission 4. If you guys like what you're seeing, let me know, and I will be sure to cover the remainder of the campaign. I wasn't actually aware of the fact that there was a campaign, and I have kind of been busy over the last couple of weekends, and I usually don't attend the 2 a.m. Wednesday event, or at least that's when it occurs here in Sweden for me, so it's a little too late to record. So it's the Saturdays that I can really jump in and enjoy. Oh, that sounds like a barrage from fucking hell. Holy shit.
Everyone hide. Get inside.
3 mortars. Let's move ahead and zoom in on the fort. I think they have their coordinates, so we're going to see some impacts pretty soon. There we go. Oh, that is freaking beautiful. Everyone is now getting into cover. So the fort on top of the hill is somewhat safe. As long as you're inside the bunkers, you should be fine. Now, there's also some sort of storage bunker below the fort. It doesn't lead into the fort, but it will keep you safe from mortar fire. 1 soldier was caught outside, so the Russian mortars have already caused 1 casualty. to the US team. Oh man, look at all the mortars dropping. We have a few landing outside as well, because there are indeed a few defenses outside the fort that stand the chance, or risk rather, of getting hit. Oh boy.
Apparently we'll have 6. My buddy team.
Yeah, leave your buddy team with you, one.
The people north.
Yeah,
squad 2. We lost another. Alright.
Okay, so 2 casualties now for the US team. Actually, make that 3. And here comes another salvo. Can you hear him?
More mortars.
Oh boy, they're gonna soften this fort up real good before they commit with a motorized rifleman assault. Jesus! Wow! That's disgusting! Yeah, but it's bloody awesome too. Oh man. Oh boy. We're gonna have a good battle. If this sets the pace, then we're about to enjoy a lot of action. You can tell these soldiers are very disciplined. They've got their orders, and they are committed. As soon as the mortar barrage ends, we see a few troops manning their positions outside. Now they're heading back in again because more mortars are on the way. We're going to open up the minimap as soon as we've finished watching the 3rd barrage now. So there's just going to be... Oh, relentless mortar fire. Look at squad leader 3, Scartaz, is running outside the fort. He might be safer on the southern side, though, instead of running back into the fort, because all the rounds are now landing on the north side. Very accurate fire. The safest place is definitely...
Stand by.
Comms are hard here.
Yeah, three start counter mortar.
You can tell panic is starting to spread now, and we're going to see some counter mortaring here from Squad 3. They've got 1 mortar back here, and Kenneth, one hell of a mortar operator, is going to crew the mortar and unleash hell back on the Russian forces. If he's lucky, he can actually hit Russian mortars with his rounds. That is if he has a clue on where they are. We've got 2 US troops out here, part of another squad, possibly command squad. Just 2 reconnaissance soldiers. They're out here trying to find out when the Russians are attacking and where they will be attacking from. I'm going to open up the minimap now so we can get a better idea. Okay. We've got a interesting setup here. Squad 5 and 4 has probably located Squad 1. Squad 1 is nicely grouped up here in the center. I'm going to have to refresh the silhouettes so that you guys can get an idea of Russian presence here as well. There we go. That should do the trick. Now we're going to see here that Squad 1 is surrounded by Russian troops. And so far, no shots have been fired here. Sebas probably knows of their presence as well, but I don't think the Russians are unaware either. I don't think either of the present squads here are clueless to the situation they're in. They're being extremely cautious so far away from the fort, so they know for sure there's Americans here. I'm not entirely sure the Americans know that there are Russians here flanking, but they seem to be pretty static. I don't think they're going to move a lot, although Sebas is he's very, very visible out here as he's moving out into the sunlight. No nearby trees. The first shots are going to be fired. Squad 1 is going to call in contact. And Squad 1, squad lead, is down.
Squad 4 scout team is moving east to find the mortars.
Yeah, 4, get your scout team in position. 1, retreat. 1, get out of there. Play it safe, get out. Shift position, aim for around Squad 1.
Already on it, they're going to be landing 100 meters east of Squad 1. One mortar's coming out your way.
Alright, I'll give you more ammo in a moment for mortars. Squad 1, Rab, go ahead and fall back on cover those mortars. Squad 3, what current strength?
There's 6 of us.
Squad 2, what's your strength?
7.
Alright. 4, I want you to go ahead and send a buddy team to our direct north.
I have guys there. Or northeast of me.
Send
I'll
a
shift
new
them.
buddy team north. No, leave that buddy team there. Shift a new buddy team north. Raph, you with us?
We're gonna open up the minimap again and have a look at
we can
the
pull back first,
situation. The east
Alright,
and
Raph,
north
hold
is
tight.
fairly
Mortars
safe.
are gonna be
The
coming
main
in all
attack will
around
not
you.
be
You
arriving
guys
from that
died.
direction,
Orders,
but
I'm
we do
sorry.
have a Russian
Orders,
APC
squad 1.
and 2 fully fresh squads that will be moving in from the west/southwest, and that is going to be extremely deadly. We're gonna go ahead and refresh the silhouettes so that we can see what's
Squad
going on
1
here.
is surrounded. So do close mortar
Okay.
support in all directions around him.
Copy.
Sounds like most contact is southeast.
I'm putting my new buddy team Fox 924 by those small rocks.
Copy that. Is your
One, you've got
northeastern
smoke inbound
buddy
first.
team seeing anything? Go ahead, 3.
Enemy mortars inbound.
Enemy mortars inbound.
All U.S. troops near the fort should now look to run into cover.
Get
If it's
everyone
too
inside.
far to run inside the bunker, you have to run out. It could actually be safer outside the fort area. Like these 2 soldiers down here, they're actually moving north just to avoid the fire and the fort itself. Yeah, the actual hillside here, the sort of the cliffside, has taken most of the hits. And I suppose if a few rounds could land a little bit further down below, they could possibly kill men inside with shrapnel. But so far they're safe. It's a fairly sturdy bunker. But look at them. As soon as the rounds end, they're back out, manning their positions. But yeah, as long as the mortar fire keeps up like this, we're not going to see any U.S. troops manning any guns or any
Dash, grid again.
any positions where they can return fire. They're actually pinned, and their vision is so severely limited now that the Russians are going to have an easier time moving up. We'll see if the Russians have more
I-9.
ammunition to use here.
More mortars are coming out.
Possibly Juliet.
Slightly adjusted this time. Oh, okay, we're seeing a variety of hits right now.
Get up on their mortar fob to direct the fire, direct
Yeah, one barrage is going to be inaccurate too far to the southwest of the fort, but the remainder of the barrage will land near its previous position.
South, did you say?
Whoa, do we have another casualty in here? Looks like we've got another casualty, a recent one as well, and it is a squad leader. Is it command? I hope not. No, it is not command. Command is still active. I don't even think command is here. I think command is down below. Or outside the perimeter. No, he's down below. Okay.
11?
Full enemy team is in Gamma 11.
Gamma.
Dash, I need your buddy team to end up in Echo
Gamma 11.
Then push east.
Full enemy team is not in Gamma 11. I can confirm that those reports are inaccurate. But it does look like Squad 2 manning the mortars have now abandoned their position, as we can see on the map. I think they're out of ammo, but their fire missions has done a lot of damage. We've seen plenty of casualties. Now, it doesn't... it did have some effect on the weaponry. There's only one tow missile remaining. But that is about it. Oh, it does seem like another barrage is coming out. It doesn't seem like they've abandoned
Copy
them.
that, Colchrome.
I wonder how much ammo they have. A disgusting amount, I bet, because this is above the usual amount of artillery that we see in a squad op.
Because the mortar counts were not built for this map.
Understood. Set the eyeball in.
MTL somewhere west.
Yeah, we're
My
dying.
scouting can barely hear an MTLB to the west.
So,
Have your scout
2
team
scouts out here.
And try to identify that position better.
I think they're
What's
part
our
of
current strength?
Squad
I feel like
2's
we've lost
scout
a lot
team.
of people.
Yeah.
Squad 4 is...
It's actually Squad 4, never mind.
Squad 2.
Squad 4's scout team has heard an MTLB. And they are correct to assume that, because there is an MTLB down the road over here, ready to assist the two fully fresh Russian squads in action. We can see it over here. It is a MTLB with a 50 caliber machine gun, a DSHK M, I do believe. Is that a cord? No, that's a cord.
Alright, reinforced. Sounds like contact's probably going to be between you and the fob when you come up.
Copy that. Squad leaders, can you tell, just talking to your squad, remind dead guys to join my squad?
I've got at least a fire team, if not more, moving on the south towards Maine.
I have enemy contact southwest of command. Mortars are coming for you. They are currently Echo 11-9-5. Oh, Echo 11-9. There's multiple enemies in the open. Multiple squads in the open. They're coming for our mortars. Dash, go ahead and come up to the main defense.
You want me going up top?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want me to move my scout team?
Yeah, move your northeastern scout team. Or actually, have your northeastern scout team check out the barm and I-9.
It looks like the last standing soldier here in Squad 1 was just killed, which means that the entirety of Squad 1 has been wiped out. And the main assault is about to commence. And it's from the south. 2 Russian squads will be attacking from the south. It looks like all US troops are now focusing their fire to the south. We're going to see if we get a simultaneous attack from the north and west. I don't have an idea of all Russian presence here. Not all silhouettes are showing up, so I'm going to do a quick refresh just to make sure that we can spot the majority. And I do believe that is all we can do right now.
So we can engage them, use the tow missile as needed.
Kenneth still providing close mortar support.
South slightly to identify more contacts.
That mortar is facing almost straight up. Oh, but he's landing some good shots here on, landing some really good rounds here on Russian troops.
Mortars are going out again.
Oh yeah, these are good rounds. I see 2 casualties already here for the Russians, and if a few rounds land a little bit closer to the fort, I think we can expect more. Okay, that MTLB with a cord machine gun is moving up. I had to Google, and I'm still extremely certain that is a cord.
Understood. Reinforcements, are you good to go yet?
Just about with one more guy to join.
They can hear it now. Are they ready to crew the tow?
Your orders are, you will move out of main on use the striker support, clear out the contact between us and the main.
Striker support?
Bros, you want the northeastern scout team in India 9?
Oh, this is not a... This is a dead soldier. He is not ready to crew that gun. Now, they have no one ready to actually man this missile. Yeah, this anti-tank weapon is remains uncrewed. Not attended to by anyone. Oh, we got a lot of Russians now moving in from the east as well. These are troops that had just dealt with Squad 1, and it does look like whatever's left of the 2 squads that flanked in from the west and then south have now tried to link up with the other 2 Russian squads that engaged Squad 1 earlier during the battle. So they're going to form one big line, and they have a lot of cover. This is the best approach. This is where the forest is the thickest around the fort. So they're giving themselves the best ability and the best potential here at succeeding. MTLB down a little bit to the southwest of the fort now, opening up. Command is about to crew the tow. He's spotting the MTLB. This gun is, or this AT system is definitely capable of hitting it. I'm not sure why Command isn't crewing the gun, but perhaps he's too valuable. He's gonna get another soldier on it, possibly. I mean, that tow is ready to go. He's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. Oh boy, he's gonna do it. Here comes that tow, baby. Oh yes, it's a direct hit and it is knocked out. Good shot, Command. Beautiful. Oh, rocket fire now returning onto the fortress. Squad 2, squad lead, Fulcrum is gonna go down. Squad 4 squad lead getting himself into the thick of the action.
Echo 10-3.
All these bunker holes are severely pinned, and right now they're taking a lot of fire, both from grenade launchers and rocket launchers. Well, the MTLB is down, so that is a good score here for the US team. They're definitely increasing their chances of survival. Okay, we've got some very ballsy Russians. They're easy to spot because we've got the silhouettes on, but from the American point of view, with limited view, they're going to be a lot harder to spot. Yeah, this soldier's actually making it down here. He's going to have a hard time getting in. He's going to find out that there is no one alive here, or that everyone has abandoned this position, since they're not actually being attacked from here. It would have been a good position if they did receive an attack from the north, but once again, the northern direction, or the northern approach, is the most open and least attractive approach when it comes to assaulting this fort. So the Russians have chosen their attack direction carefully here, and I think they've both teams seem to have maximized their own chances of success here and victory. So it's going to be interesting to see which team can actually pull through here and come out victorious.
Enemies are throwing smoke rounds to our east.
It's beautiful use there of the mouse. Actually, if you aim your gun up when reloading, it actually it sends your character down into cover, and it points the gun up in the air. So that is a great way to use your body and the mouse there to cover your body when reloading. I think we might see it again anytime now. Oh, we've got Russian coming up real close. Oh, boy, that is close. Yeah, we're about to see Russian troops entering. Now, that is going to cause some panic here in the fortress, because, well, now they have to focus on plenty of different directions here. The Russians are still out there. There's plenty of soldiers still attacking, and Kenneth manning the mortars, he is still firing away. Although he has changed his direction. Oh, beautiful flank from a Russian soldier. But that grenade is going to go out one of the holes, and it might kill one. No, it landed a little too far back. Those mortars are there to prevent... Oh, wow. Russian soldier here just gunned down 2 US troops attempting to exit the bunker. So this part here is fully cleared out. The other Russian soldier that jumped in, though, he has been killed himself. But that was quite ballsy. I have to say that that was a very... daring move. He definitely put his life in danger there and lost it while trying to aid his team here and gaining a victory. I hear Striker, so it does seem like the US have received Striker support, which is great for them. The Russians are gonna wish they've saved some AT capacity, some AT rockets. Oh wow, that is beautiful. One Russian soldier draw a lot of attention and fire from the US, and we had some good covering fire from further behind the Russian soldier that knocked out one US soldier here trying to kill the Russian soldier running in the open. Beautiful work though, beautiful teamwork. Kenneth still crewing the mortar here. He's somewhat exposed and alone out here in the open. He's gonna have a lot of Russian troops moving up on him, but right now he's still providing that close fire support, so we'll see what kind of damage his mortar rounds can do. The Russians are going to have to move, because any moment now those rounds will be landing, and we've got a lot of grouped Russians here. Oh yeah, they're landing close. Let me go ahead and quickly refresh the silhouettes so we can get a full understanding of the situation. Ooh, close, close, close. They have to move now. Scout team, reconnaissance team, out there to the south, now engaging 4 Russians out in the open. They're under mortar fire and flanking fire from a striker? No, not a striker, just a soldier that is not, that does not want to show up. Holy sh... Okay, so the US have received reinforcements big time. This is obviously part of the campaign. So we've had a few people respawn, I suppose. We might see Russian respawns as well, but that striker that I've been hearing about should appear anytime now, and that squad definitely is part of a campaign feature here. So they kind of appeared out of nowhere, and that would explain why they weren't showing up on my silhouettes. So yeah, we're gonna see how this evolves and develops. I myself am extremely excited to see how this is going to turn out. Russian squad leader here leading with excellence, up at the front throwing hand grenades, and he's just in the thick of the action. The Russians are re-establishing themselves now. They did find themselves in a tricky situation, but a smoke screen between them and the fort is going to protect their flank momentarily. But it isn't protecting their front, and right now they're taking a lot of direct hits and fire here, which is going to end up in a lot of Russian casualties. 3 men gunned down here, and that's going to force the rest of the squad to withdraw and rethink their options here. We have more troops actually like making their way up to the fort, and in the end, that is actually the goal here, to capture this Cobra, this COP. Is that a striker? That is indeed a U.S. striker now arriving to reinforce the fortress, and it is approaching the fort from the north. I wonder if we have any Russian AT soldiers here. Well, they did use a lot of their rockets to kind of target the sandbags up here, and some did damage indeed. But right now, I think what these guys need right now is to get into the fort and clear it out as much as possible.
Hey, Sergeant, right out your window, you got one.
Got it. I cannot see him.
Here's some excellent teamwork here. Oh!
Still up. Drop a grenade on his ass. Need a medic.
A few more Russians to the east of the fort, now throwing smoke grenades and trying to cover some of their teammates that are a little bit closer to the reinforcing U.S. squad. So they must be part of the striker squad here, sent in as reinforcements. I wonder if the Russians will receive any. There's something cool about not really knowing the entire loadout and setup myself, because then I can kind of get a little more surprised and find a little more excitement in not knowing really what's going to happen next. But it's not over yet. The Russians seem to have lost a bit of their... Oh my, is this an RPG soldier? I thought it was for a moment, but that is not an RPG soldier. He's got a knife in his hand. I'm not sure if he's going to try and give the striker a flat tire or something. What is this thing doing? I had no idea it had that kind of power. It looks like it does, though. That was a interesting climb. I wouldn't have said that it was going to make that, but that was a steep climb indeed. But it made it up. 2 Russian soldiers now dead outside the fort, but U.S. numbers are dwindling as well. 4 men inside the fort now defending it. We have about 3 or 4 Russians on this side, or actually more. We're looking at a... Oh, wait. I thought he was dead. See that? There's definitely an advantage in just laying still sometimes, not moving. For all they know, they might think he's gone, so... Sorry about that. So there's 3 down here. They're gonna make their way up to the fort soon, as soon as they realize that the supply bunker down below is clear. And we also have another 3 soldiers over there on that side. They might have to deal with the reconnaissance team, though, because the reconnaissance team is in their heels now, as long as they keep an eye back. Yeah, there goes 1 Russian soldier, so that is going to alert the other 2 that there are indeed U.S. troops moving in from behind. I think the best bet the Russians have right now is just to send these guys up. Okay, so we have another survivor on this side moving up as well. He's going to clear out that mortar pit. No one here. He is also a rocket soldier. I wonder if he's got any rounds left. Oh, another U.S. soldier is dropped outside. That is Beware 76. He is dropped. Okay, so the Americans are hardening up now. Okay, 1 Russian soldier has spotted Togsha. I believe that is his name. Togcha, yeah. So he's in one of the corner bunkers here. He's been spotted. They're going to keep an eye on him. They've got 1 soldier to pin him, so that's all they need for that side. Big grouping here, 4 guys. I think that's a little risky if 1 grenade goes the wrong direction. Beautiful use here of the vaulting system. He's going to actually get over and secure that side. The 5th Russian soldier, actually make that the 6th. Yeah, there's a 6-on-3 situation here right now with only 3 U.S. soldiers remaining. Lawn Darts is about to meet him. Oh, they're going to trade shots, but he's going to come out on top of that, although I would say severely wounded. True troops are about to run into this situation down here, but Togcha is going to come out on top of that situation. 1 more U.S. soldier down. They're down to 2 soldiers now and a striker. 5 Russian soldiers remain, so they've had a total of 7 here. It looked like 6 at a start. One is trying to vault over the sandbags there, but that is not going to work. If I were him, I'd stay low, because there's a striker with a 50 caliber machine gun right there that is keeping an eye on everything that's going on, and an unloaded squad, or at least a few squad mates. On the toe. think the striker is having issues locating the target. I wonder if he's solo crewing the vehicle right now. Good grenade. Oh, and that was a beautiful grenade as well. They're down to only 2 soldiers now. Okay, we're going to go ahead and refresh the silhouettes just momentarily. Mortars away. I wonder from who? Is it Vindication down there? Yeah, they're just firing some U.S. mortars. I think they're going to try and hit the fort itself. We'll see if it works in their favor, because the Russians aren't really understanding what's going on right now. Oh, but they can hear each other. They know they're all over the place. This is just a hide and seek right now. Oh, better get inside. Oh, that mortar almost hit the striker. Oh, I'm not sure how he pulled that off, but Togcha somehow survived an ambush from behind. He turned around and got more rounds out the window than the other guy could put inside. Interesting scenario, but good kill. This guy's definitely pulling his weight now. I wonder how many kills he has gained. He's going to be patching up. This Russian soldier is not capitalizing on the situation. I wonder why. You hear that kind of sound, you want to run in and try and take advantage of the unarmed soldier, or the momentarily unarmed soldier. Oh, beautiful reaction from Noxide down below. He's going to catch one Russian soldier on top of that pillbox. Striker not doing all too much right now, and there are still Russian troops outside. We have, he might be killed in action. There's another one crawling back there, and we got another one back there. So this is going to turn into a very, very close game here. I think the Russians have numbers, but the Americans have a striker. And it is crewed by 2 people. I see that 50 caliber machine gun moving, so it is, but it's just not, it's not, I'm not sure if it even has fired yet. Oh, he spotted something. We can hear them communicating. He knows there might be someone in the bunker here. Oh, okay, Noxide's gonna run into some 7.62. Or is this 5.45? Because it's the AK-74 variant. Yeah, I think this is 5.45 39. So caliber-wise, they're not totally unequal. I think that's why they've given the insurgents the more standard 47s and like G3s and stuff with higher caliber, because they usually lack optics, so they have better punching power, or punching force. So they do more damage, but they are essentially less combat effective. Oh, this grenade could be a grand slam. Oh, it is a smoke grenade, so not sure what that is going to do. He might try and jump it. Oh, this could be some MLG shit right now. Oh, shit! Slight sound glitch there. But that was a cool attempt. Honestly, I'm gonna have to applaud the attempt. Good try. Good try, Russian soldier. Not sure who you were, but we were watching. Okay, we have one more moving in now. They're like, somehow like not getting bodies in the area at the same time has sort of given the Americans the break they need. If this striker flips now, that is like the last thing the Americans need. Or if it gets stuck. Like, riding around the fort on the cliffs on the side of the hill is just risky. Oh. Okay, so we have 2 Russians here. They're like, we're good, we're good. Okay, now here, this is not where you want to be if there's a striker roaming around. You want to get into the center where the striker can't reach you. But of course, they have to be cautious now. So there's one MVP here in the center. I'm not sure he is the actual MVP, but right now he's keeping the Russians off of the fob area right here below the stairs. The command post. That is what they need to disable. So the mission is, unless I don't think I've made it clear before, the end status is that the U.S. forces actually protect the COP from the Russian attack and eliminate all Russian forces. The Russian forces' victory is that they find and destroy the U.S. COP and then eliminate all U.S. forces. So if they can get in here and destroy it and then knock out Togcha here, who is like running this fort right now, he's been everywhere and he's killed people in all kinds of places. He has survived plenty of different ambushes from the rear and whatnot. He's had great reactions, and I think he was one of the people that came in as reinforcements via the striker. But it'll be interesting to see the stats in the end of the game here, who's gotten a lot of kills and not. But it's been a very exciting game throughout. I've been pretty much non-stop talking, which is a little rare, but I've been enjoying myself a lot. Let me know if you guys want to see more squad ops, and I would love to oblige. We have another soldier moving in. Is this a rocket soldier? Is this the long lost rocket soldier? No. It's a sneaky breaky. It's a sneaky Russian. Oh, he's taking it easy. He knows he's got friends in here. So as it stands right now, there's a striker and 1 US soldier. The striker probably crewed by 1 or 2 people, I'd say 2. So it is a 3-on-3. Oh man. Oh man. Despite the US reinforcements, it is down to a 3-on-3. I must say the reinforcements were allowed due to the campaign scenario and also because of the massive amount of mortar support the Russians had at the start. But the mortars have probably killed less than the US received as reinforcements. So, honestly, not sure. I can't say for sure if it wasn't like a squad that was outside the area the entire time that I missed somehow. That could be the case, and if so, I'm sorry, I must have missed them. Perhaps they did not respawn. But the action still stands. It is a 3-on-3 now. And the Russians have their objective. Here's the issue: if the head gets cut off of the snake, the body doesn't move. Right now, we have 2 Russian soldiers covering inside one of the pillboxes. They know there's a striker outside, and they know there's at least a few, or at least a couple of U.S. soldiers alive. So, you know, if they've got hand grenades, this is not in the this is not a spot you want to be in. Now, I have no idea what they're saying or who they are. But if we've got 2 inexperienced players or 2 players that aren't used to leading and you know, making calls, then no one is going to control the situation, and which is going to result in this, which is almost a little silly looking, not hearing what they're saying. But
Can make this a home.
Okay, so this guy's thinking about making this a home. I think you should. You run this place.
There can't be that many left. My gunner said he got like 5 of them.
Oh, so the striker did get 5 of them? Oh, wow.
Yeah, I hope there's not.
Then the Russians have done really well so far. Then again, the Americans have been in a slightly tricky position defending this fort from all the mortar fire and all the surrounded Russians. So
There was a guy who just kept shooting smoke into the radio building, and I just hid in a corner, and then suddenly he poked up, and we had an amazing firefight.
yeah, that was indeed a very cool firefight. But for real, Russians, you're going to have to make a move. And putting 2 soldiers in a pillbox like this is very destructive to your own manpower. Now, they can't knock out the striker with any weaponry because they don't have it. So they try and hide. They have to realize that it's on the other side. They must have heard it. Now is the time to get some soldiers in here to sneak in. Yeah, it's hard to get onto this side now since there's a soldier and a striker on that side. But they could vault one guy over the wall and at least get some troops inside here.
Oh shit.
Are you okay?
Yeah, okay. Where the fuck did that...
I don't... There's nobody else shooting at.
Oh, I thought he was killed. I thought it was friendly fire from the soldier outside the bunker. They're probably communicating using local chat, but it's nothing we can hear, unfortunately. I wish there was a way we could. I'd have to swap team, but right now I don't mind hearing the U.S. communication as well. This is a round that is lasting longer than predicted.
I'm glad this rangefinder tells me how far away these bunkers are. I'm not sure if I can hit that 5-meter shot.
Just team up with the sniper.
Well, I think an admin will notify the 2 teams of the objective. The Russians have to disable the cop, and while the Americans, they can pretty much sit by doing what they're doing right now, which is to defend it. So what I think is the current situation is that there's only one guy in the striker. I haven't heard multiple voices. I could be wrong, though.
They have to come to us.
We got Quirkley and Tokcha.
And they've taken their fair time doing so. I mean, they should all just rush in if they have the numbers.
Russian. It's funny.
I just assume there's like 3 other guys on the other team, and they're really scared engaging because they don't know how many we are.
Especially with the striker all around.
And they just don't dare to do anything, and then we just sit here and wait out those 20 minutes.
I don't have to do any of the commentating there. They're summarizing it themselves nicely. Now they're moving in, though. They have to be careful here with their angles, because what if this guy jumps and just accidentally shoots his two teammates? Now, they know they're here, so they've been using comms properly. So there's no way into the bunker from this side. The only way you're really in is to either vault over on this side, which is definitely an idea, or to move out again and around from this side. And if you're sneaky about it, yeah, you'll make it through without getting hit or noticed. There's no window facing this little room here, which is a strange position. There's nothing in here. Why is there a doorway leading into nothing?
Flashing before my eyes, because I'm just so glad he was a poor shot.
We'll see what happens. I think he was just talking about his little ambush there from behind when he actually managed to turn around. Called the Russian a poor shot, which I think is somewhat a valid excuse. I mean, the Russian was right up by the window. He had, like, a very clear target in front of him, whereas Togcha here had to turn around with this M4 and actually hit within to quick, and not just to hit, but hit quickly, under pressure, under fire. Hit this small window area and kill the Russian outside. Yeah, I think I'll give you guys a view from above. This is RTS in a way, and I can kind of keep myself paused here for a second. Oh boy. What are they gonna do? Now they know there's a striker on that side, and they can't get into the area from there. I would vault over. Are they gonna use the toe against that? No. No, don't. Oh, he's quiet about it though. Does he see it? Yeah, he sees it. He's like, oh fuck, I'm gonna go down there. There's a striker right there. So he's gonna say that. They're gonna know that for sure now. Okay, cool. So there's a striker on that side. Is it the last one standing? Is there another soldier alive? That is something they have to consider as well.
Oh wait, no one can hear me in this channel.
Yeah, he's the last man standing. So there's not much left of the US platoon, but neither so of the Russian platoon. I like a standoff like this, but it really just shows how much they're thinking right now. RUS 5 minutes to complete the objective. Find and destroy that radio. That's immediately gonna force some action here. But see, this is what they need to do. They actually have a great way of getting in here. So see, if he moves along the wall, no, don't extend outside. Don't extend outside, because you've got that bunker over there in that area, and that is where you're going to be finding trouble.
If they had, we were pretty screwed, but if they have to dig it, I can shoot.
Okay, well that's good. See, he's sitting back here laying down, covering fire in case it is needed. And what is going to be interesting now is to see the Russian enter. Now he's fairly safe around this corner. As soon as his weapon sticks out here, he's not spotted because there's a okay, interesting. There's sort of a stair in the way, and of course, the striker cannot engage from out here. The striker cannot impact the battle whatsoever. I don't think the rounds will penetrate this rock or this sort of concrete wall. Dude, why are you facing your back? Why are you facing your back to that bunker? There's a large possibility. What are you guys doing? Sorry, excuse me. I know they're trying to find like the radio and all, and I think they're trying to make sure they don't get attacked from the rear, but don't group up all looking into like... What is that smoke grenade? For real?
I'm just gonna start firing right now.
Oh shit. Five. Oh. Yeah, that's a good. Oh, good storm. Good storm. Okay, they're by the radio. Now, oh my god. Oh, he sees him. Oh, good shooting, good shooting, good shooting. Honestly, good shooting. And the Russians are now disabling that fob. The radio itself is being dismantled. Honestly, I didn't think the Russians were going to pull that off. They seemed, no offense, they almost seemed a little stupid in what they were doing. They weren't really sure of where to look, where to aim, and that smoke grenade was possibly intended as a distraction for the striker to, like, look down. Who knows? Perhaps there is some sort of hidden cleverness that I am not picking up on because I simply can't hear them. But the truth remains. The Russians have now secured this building entirely. I'm sorry we're not hearing any 50 caliber shooting sounds. I'm not sure what's wrong with my game right now, but it's kind of like what a 50 cal sounds like. But yeah. I do think the striker driver, it is indeed Quirkly, who's going to have to jump out. Or is he just going to leg it? I think, is he going to try and back up, see if he can like engage the Russians somehow? Anytime now, admin will probably ask for the striker gunner to dismount, because the Russians are now in command of the COP. They're actually in control of the entire fort now. Tokcha, you did great. Good try, man, but you had a few too many guns pointed at you at that time, and the Russians actually assaulted this area quite nicely. That grenade went in, and they were committed to the assault. They even had a guy here by this pillbox to make sure that there wasn't anyone here, and that was a nice catch. So they knew this flank was clear. The only last remaining area was this bunker over here where they had seen trouble previously. And, of course, the striker was here, so it made sense that he was in there. So that was a nicely coordinated assault. I have to commend the Russians on that. I think this 50 is going to try and penetrate the wall. He can't even aim down that much. Honestly, Quirkly, I think you're running out of options, just as the admin suggests. You're going to have to go Leroy Jenkins on the actual fort itself. If you've got any hand grenades, now's the time to use them. You know what? I bet you do. And honestly, I believe in you, buddy. If I were him, I would have approached from a different area than where the striker was parked. Yeah, this is going to be hard. They've got all areas covered. One gun facing that pillbox in case... Not sure what the Russian is thinking here, because they know he can't get in there. Can he? No, he can't jump through the window. They know that, but... Perhaps they think there might be a second soldier in there. Who knows? We also have the most crucial area covered, which was the main door. And that is going to be a GG for the Russian forces. Hope everyone enjoyed this scenario. I definitely enjoyed this battle. What a great number of like scenes here and there with all the mortars and all the awesome engagements. And of course, that great shot by US Command taking out the MTLB towards the center or middle of the game. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys soon again. Ciao.